inverse of a function. So if we have a function like this, we have a, b, c, then mapping onto 1, 2, 3. So a goes to 1, b goes to 2, c goes to 3. And the inverse will be like this: 1, 2, 3. Then we have a, b, c. So you can see that the domain for the function becomes the range for the inverse. So this is the inverse function. This is the function itself. And you can see that the range for the function becomes the domain for the inverse. So a function and its inverse. That is how it goes. Good. So if it is in terms of ordered pairs, this is how you can write this relation. Note that a function is a relation. So a, 1, then we have b, 2, then we have c, 3. Then the inverse will be like this. The inverse relation will be like this: 1, a, then we have 2, b, then we have 3, c. Good. Now, if the function is 1-to-1 and onto, then the inverse will also be a function. So this function here is 1-to-1 function and onto function. That is why the inverse is also a function. If it is not like that, the inverse will not be a function. Now we use this notation for function. So f inverse, this is f inverse, or f inverse of x is the inverse of f of x. Now let's take an example. If f is such that R maps onto R, is defined by f of x equal to x plus 3. Find f inverse. So the inverse of x. So given that f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, we can let y to be equal to 2x plus 3. That is, we let y equal f of x. Good. Notice that for the inverse function, we need to swap the x and y, that is the domain and the range. So we interchange x and y, interchange x and y, and solve for y. So that is what we do when we are finding the inverse of a function. So we interchange x and y to get x equal 2y plus 3. So we solve for y. So we have x minus 3 is equal to 2y. So dividing through by 2, you get y to be equal to x minus 3 over 2. Hence, the inverse of f is equal to 1 over 2 into bracket x minus 3. This is the inverse function. Another example is here. A function g is defined by g of x equal x plus 5 over x minus 2. such that x is not equal to 2. Find the inverse function, G inverse. So let's see how we go about it. We were given that G of x is equal to x plus 5 over x minus 2, where x is not equal to 2. Now we let y to be equal to G of x. So y will be equal to x plus 5 over x minus 2. So we interchange x and y. So interchanging x and y, we get, interchanging x and y, we are going to get x to be equal to y plus 5 over y minus 2. So we cross multiply. 1 times y plus 5 is 1 plus 5 is y plus 5. Then x times y minus 2. So y plus 5 will be equal to xy minus 2x. Now we make y the subject. So we have y plus x minus, we have y minus xy is equal to minus 2x minus 5. So when we divide through, we factor y, we get 1 minus x here is equal to minus 2x minus 5. So we can move on to divide through by 1 minus x. So this will give us y to be equal to, divided through by 1 minus x. So this will be divided by 1 minus x. So minus 2x minus 5 all over 1 minus x. So y will be equal to, we can rewrite this. Multiply the numerator by negative 1 and multiply the denominator by negative 1. So that will give us 2x plus 5 all over 1 minus x minus 1. x minus 1. So this will be the inverse, where x is not equal to 1. So G inverse will be equal to 2x plus 5 over x minus 1, and x is not equal to 1. Now you have some questions to try. After trying this question, you can check your answer in the video entitled Solution to Trial Questions in the same playlist as this video. See you in another video, Composite Functions.